right, everybody, welcome back to the ESPN Sports Center. Along with Larry Burnett, I'm Charlie Steiner. Larry, some NFL players have suggested 50, 60, 70% of them are on steroids. Today, the NFL came back with a steroid test and found that less than 1%. Something's got to give.
Yeah, no question, it could have been worse, but it could have been better. Today was steroid day in the National Football League. Not a day to get double coupon discounts on them, but a day for the league to expose those players who failed drug tests for steroid use during training camp. And we were told to expect almost 24 names, but the list is only 13 long, and there are no earth-shattering names on it. All 13, though, have been suspended for 30 days and will miss at least the first 3 games of the NFL season. Now, the biggest name on the list belongs to Eagles offensive guard Ron Solt, who played 4 years for the Colts before a trade last year to Philly. Solt has had numerous knee problems, had knee surgery after being traded to the Eagles last season. He's a former Pro Bowler. Now, the other big name is that of defensive back Maurice Douglas of the Bears. He started 9 games last year, had 61 tackles, picked off this Vinny Testaverde pass last year, ran it back, also picked off a Randall Cunningham pass in the Fog Bowl. He's probably best known these days for being an exotic dancer in the offseason, but that was before today when he made the top of the steroid list. Other names on that list, offensive lineman Keith Euchre and Mike Airy are on the list from Green Bay. The Bills are number 1. Yes, they lead the league in steroid users with 3, including the brothers, Sean and Tom Doctor, and linebacker Matt Jaworski, all rookies. Buffalo also had another player test positive, but he was waived earlier. Defensive end Mark Mraz of the Raiders is on the list, along with the Rams tight end Vernon Kirk, running back Vinny Amoya of the Jets, and his teammate wide receiver Bobby Riley. The world champion Niners are represented on the steroid list by rookie running back Keith Henderson out of Georgia and rookie nose tackle Roland Putsier out of Oregon. Now, the NFL tested for steroids and masking agents, but no player was suspended today for using masking agents alone. If any suspended player tests positive for steroid use again this year, he will be suspended for the rest of the regular and postseason. The league currently has no planned discipline for 3-time steroid offenders.
You know, Vince Lombardi was supposed to have said that winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Now, whether or not it was Lombardi who said it, whoever, it is that mentality that seems to drive athletes to do bodily harm to their own bodies with the use of steroids. Jimmy Roberts reports.
It's a subject that many players find difficult to discuss.
I'd be lying if I said I haven't seen it, but then again, it's not my place to sit here on TV and talk about somebody, you know, that's not here to talk about it themselves. So,
without asking you to tell me.
Yeah, I just don't want to talk about it.
But with the implementation of the NFL's new policy, it's a subject they just can't ignore. Last year, the league claimed that only 6% of the players tested for steroids came up positive. But testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Atlanta Falcons' Bill Fralick told another story.
What percentage of the folks do you think that you play with, against or with, use steroids?
I would say that the guys I play against, that's excluding the quarterbacks and defensive backs and wide receivers, it's probably about 75%.
I believe it's more than what Fralick says. I know it's more than that.
Dr. Ritchi Morris is a championship weightlifter, psychologist, and holistic health specialist who claims to have worked with hundreds of professional football players over the last 2 decades at his suburban New York practice.
When they come here and they say, hey, everybody else is laying down their arms, everybody else is not using, so they're going to be a little bit smaller and a little bit weaker, you know, and this is my chance to shine. This is my chance to continue to use, and I'll be bigger and stronger than all the rest, and I'll shine, you know? That's the convoluted thinking.
And it still exists?
Absolutely, as we talk. As we talk. I had 2 phone calls this morning.
That said what?
Guys who tried to get off so that they would pass the testing, and they noticed in very short order, they noticed, you know, a significant strength loss and size loss. You know, like 22 pounds in the last 2 weeks.
Well, you have to understand the ramifications of the testing methodology that's used. The mass spectrometer gas chromatograph, which is the state of the arts, is very highly beatable in announced testing.
But it's not only college and the pros. Last year, the tragic death of Benji Ramirez, a high school football player from Ashtabula, Ohio, was attributed to steroids. In fact, a 1988 study at Penn State University concluded that among high schoolers, 1 in 15 had used steroids, and the percentage was probably higher amongst athletes.
One of the most important aspects of the steroid issue is to educate the young people, because obviously this is a problem that's in our high schools and junior highs.
With this latest initiative, the NFL has apparently put some teeth to a steroid policy which many felt previously was nothing more than empty rhetoric. But are steroids the problem, or are they merely a symptom? A symptom of a sport so competitive that any age is worth the risk, no matter how dangerous. Reporting from Westchester County, New York, I'm Jimmy Roberts, ESPN.